Hello Virgo, this is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot, and this is your February 2023 Tarot forecast. Thank you so very much for turning up and tuning in, for liking, subscribing, commenting, hitting the notification button, sharing. Everything you do here helps this channel grow, and it's greatly, 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 greatly appreciated. So let's see what your energy is for February 2023. Here we go. Here we go. One card has flown out of the deck. I'm going to pick that up and see what that is. That is Door to Personal Happiness and Healing. So we start off the month of February opening the doors to spirit, opening the doors to healing, opening the doors to happiness, releasing, letting go, opening the doors and allowing the energy to shift and to change. Bring in a welcoming change. We also have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, and this is all about the throat chakra. Needing to be balanced or speaking your truth, saying what you have to say, being very honest and very open with your healing process, very open and very honest with how you feel spiritually, very open and very honest about how you feel about your personal path to healing and your personal path to personal happiness. Be very open and direct and honest about how you feel about the path that you're on. Be very open and honest about what you are being open to and what you are releasing and letting go of. One more card, please. And there we have it. So this card is Man Holding a Heart. All right. So as we open the door to happiness and healing, it's almost like we open the door to love as well, right? There is someone who wants to show us appreciation, admiration, love, stability, balance, growth. And this needs to be a conversation. So why does it need to be a conversation? Well, if you're just coming out of or are going through the healing process of being in abusive relationships or relationships that have failed or people who have disappointed you or hurt you, it's very important when getting into new relationships to talk about this. So the other person involved can make the decision if this is something that they, one, want to help with, two, want to move forward on, or three, even want to consider being in the relationship. Because sometimes when we are moving from one relationship to the other, and if we haven't yet started the healing process, then it's normal to project how we feel onto other people, even though it's not fair to them. It's very easy for us to project our disdain and our hurt and anger onto others. And the reason why we get into these new relationships so quickly is because we don't want to be alone. We don't want to feel dejected or rejected or think that things are our fault. So we fall in love very quickly, and we fall in love very hard. And it is very important that we share our experiences and that we not keep anything hidden, and that we are very open and honest about our past, our relationships in the past, the healing that we're going through, the happiness that we are trying to surround ourselves with. We don't want any drama, we don't want any hurt, we don't want any pain, we don't want anything like the past. That's why we are on this healing journey. So it's very important to be very open with how you feel with whomever. If it just starts off as a platonic relationship, if it just starts off as a non-physical or sexual partnership, it's very important that there's conversation and that there's honesty here. It's very important for this relationship to grow into something more. All right, let us see. All right, so 3 cards jumped out. We have the Queen of Wands. So you're very passionate about this healing process. You're very passionate about wanting to be happy, wanting to heal. You're very passionate about how you feel about your journey, speaking about it, being open and honest. Very passionate about the relationships in your life. So you're very artistic, very passionate, and there's a lot of moving forward energy here, right? You're protected by this beautiful dragon. You're very connected to your sensuality, very connected to your creativity, very connected to the beauty around you, this beautiful garden, and you're holding this beautiful bouquet. So you're very connected to the healing process. You're being guided to keep your eye on the prize and not to let anything or anyone distract you, because this does have the potential of putting you in a time of abundance and prosperity. So when we start to heal, and when we take back our power, and when we keep our eye on, whatever it is that we're trying to do, we can then open ourselves up to not just love or compassion or companionship. We can open ourselves up to many other things as well. New business adventures, business opportunities that we are able to relate to or talk to or correspond with other people. We are very open to our own personal happiness and healing, and possibly helping others with their happiness and healing. Just be very careful about putting yourself in a vulnerable moment to where someone can come in and take, right? Or someone can come in and abuse your vulnerability, or abuse your happiness, or abuse your desire to give back. Just be very careful with that. This could be someone who may have been in a business project with you, or someone who you were trying to help, and they took advantage of the situation. But you also have the Page of Pentacles, and this is starting on a new path. And it's almost like you expect this new path. It's almost like it's like, yeah, okay, I expected this. We also have the orange and the dragon and the orange of the shirt, which again is very connected with your creativity and your sensuality. The green is very connected to the heart being open, and you're just being, up for anything. So my eye is on the prize for the happiness and healing. I'm very open to talking about how I feel. I'm very open to talking about future relationships. I'm very open to talking about my abundance and prosperity, being grounded, being balanced. I am very open to calling people out who are trying to deceive me and do me wrong. And I'm very open to changing course and paths here. When your happiness and healing starts, I feel that you are very open to just cutting people out of your life. It wouldn't surprise me if the death card came up. Very open to cutting people out of your life, and very open to telling people exactly how you feel about your relationships, your path to healing, your path to happiness, your passion, what it is that you want to do, how it is that you want to do it, your creativity, your growth. So it almost feels like a whole new journey for you, Virgo. having the strength and the courage to start on this new journey, having the strength and the courage to, having the power. When I see this card, especially this one, it's having the power to control the energy around you, and having the power to stand in the face of chaos and not allow it to affect you in a way that is detrimental to your growth, right? Not allow it to affect you in a way to where you become a slave to your thoughts, and that you close up and you sit in a headspace of not allowing yourself to see the truth of this growth, or the truth of these relationships, or the truth to how you feel, or the truth to starting the new path. It's almost like there's this fear revolving around this, taking this journey, and there may be also a fear about the strength and the power that you hold within, to where you would much rather be a victim to your past than hold the strength and the courage to create a new path, right? And yes, sometimes these journeys to happiness and healing and growth and new relationships and cutting people out and figuring out where we belong, they can be very difficult. But that little bird right there talks about tomorrow is another day, that there's something new on the horizon. So instead of being the victim, instead of allowing ego to keep you blinded to the reality of how difficult this process is, this change is, open yourself to the change, but take a day to kind of step back and see where you are, and see if there's anything that you can do from the perspective that you're looking at the situation from. And if there's not, then go do something that makes you feel good, right? This journey does not have to be a struggle. It does not have to be difficult or hard. It does not have to be heartbreaking, and it does not have to be you losing your place or losing your identity. It is pulling back the layers and finding where your pain is, and trying to overcome that pain and start the healing process. It is stripping back those layers and finding out who you are underneath it all, right? But being a slave to ego is not conducive to this growth, this change, this finding who you are. So we have the sun, and that's just celebrating all the parts of you, celebrating your youth, celebrating your femininity, celebrating your womanhood, celebrating your ancestors, using your imagination to create, and then walking away from what isn't serving you emotionally, and only taking from this experience or these experiences the lessons that you've learned and nothing else, and finding something that you're passionate about, right? Finding something that makes you elated and happy and makes you feel good to be alive, right? We have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is just wanting to have fun and wanting to travel and wanting to play and wanting to. So this new love interest can be someone who isn't interested in hurting you, isn't interested in manipulation or uncertainty or doubt. They're someone who is wanting to, looking toward the future and wanting to help you and have fun and guide you, and sometimes that walking away from what isn't conducive to our happiness and growth can be sad. It can be a grieving process, right? Because we're walking away from what we've known for so long. But the silver lining is that you have people in your life who want to have fun, who want to experience life, who want to celebrate life, who want to look toward the future. And you have the imagination and the wherewithal to create this wonderful new version of your next step, your next chapter. And you're being guided to do that. And not allow ego to convince you that this journey to your happiness and healing is a mistake or is impossible, right? Because the only limitations that we have are the limitations that we put on ourselves. And if you're limiting your journey, then you're going to wind up back to where you started. But if you can pull through this, if you can peel back the layers and be who you see yourself when you look into the mirror, see that genuine person, that divine being, and start speaking your truth. Who are you really? Who do you desire to be really? Speak that and allow your words to be your guide. I hope this helps. Talk soon.